Plot twist, you don't need a relationship to be happy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Sky, and here I like to do a little bit of whatever inspires me. So if you end up enjoying the video, feel free to like and subscribe, and yeah, let's just get right into the video. I'm going to be working on a Lego set while we're talking about this because I feel like it will make it more casual. I'm going to be working on this cute little one from the Botanicals. It's from my friend Gabby, so I'm super excited. She got me this for my birthday. So in this video, it's going to be a little bit of stream of consciousness, but also like big sister advice. If you are in this Valentine's season and you are a little bit sad that you aren't in a relationship or feeling just a little bit of general lonesomeness, this is also not me saying that like, oh, you need to change the way that you are thinking about life if you are really reluctant to. No one is telling you that you must do these things to wake up to see another day. If this isn't for you, it's not for you, and that is okay. Anyways, a romantic relationship should never feel like something that you can't live without having, or something that will solve all of your problems. Because guess what? If you enter a relationship insecure, you're going to be insecure while in that relationship. And then you have to think about how that's going to impact you and your partner and how you guys interact with each other. Will that lead you to constantly worry about the activities that they're doing when you're not around? Will it make you constantly need reassurance? Will it make you base your self-worth based off of how they see you and how they treat you day to day? It will probably be a yes to most, if not all of these things, depending on where your insecurities lay. And I'm not going to be blind to the fact that there are probably those unicorn, rare relationships where you genuinely do end up developing more self-confidence and whatever. During it, I'm going to be talking about the general experience as opposed to the rare unicorn experience that is. Relationships are made to be seen as something that is super fun, a fairy tale, and overwhelmingly just overall positive. And like, although I hope that that is the reality for all of you guys, you should also be able to be happy while just being single, not just in a relationship. In fact, I would say that it is the most important thing that you are able to be happy while single. It gives you unlimited opportunities to see the world as a single person, an individual person, as opposed to a person in a relationship in which pretty much most of your thoughts have to be like, oh, how is this going to affect another person? How is this going to reflect on this person? It's just you going through life viewing things how you naturally would without influence from other people except for maybe friends or family. It gives you ample time to process your own lived experiences and focus on you and yourself. And you're able to go out and do whatever you want really without having to think about, oh, I have to spend this day with this person because it's our designated quality time day or this, that, or the other. And those things are beautiful too. It allows you to also just go out and try things that you wouldn't normally do. It's very easy to be adventurous and try new things while you're single as opposed to in a relationship. And yes, a relationship can bring in like they are showing you their interests, and that's a really cool aspect of that. But also just like being able to explore your own that you organically see from like the TV or online or from like an article, if any of us read those anymore. It's sometimes cool just to be able to live out an idea that you had yourself. And it also gives you unlimited time for your own hobbies and your own interests. And if you don't have hobbies or interests, it gives you time to have some, which I highly recommend. If you don't have a hobby or an interest that you like to do or engage with often, I would say go out and get one. I feel like it's just like the best. It's also very character building, and it gives you some personality traits. Also, I think the most important part is that self-development is the easiest to do while not in a relationship, just because having a relationship is such a big commitment, and it's something that you really need to devote a lot of time to and take time to nurture. It's a responsibility. So having that responsibility not necessarily be on your plate, it gives you all of that extra time, energy, and desire to put into yourself. And once you make your internal environment better, just like enjoyable to be in, it will lead you to be able to choose a relationship out of just sheer desire for one instead of feeling like you need one. There's a very big difference between wanting one for the positive aspects that it has, along with understanding the responsibility of it, and then needing one, feeling like you need one, like you're made to be in a relationship and that's all there is to you. That's not true. And that shouldn't be the reason why you seek out a relationship. It's not a good place to start from. And although you can probably develop from there, it's a lot harder. Jumping from relationship to relationship can be very damaging and does not really allow you enough time to establish boundaries and have the energy required in order to uphold those boundaries. And it's a very sucky thing to end up being like, oh, I have these ideals of like how somebody's going to treat me, but then you don't really give yourself a break to like recenter yourself in between relationships, to where you just end up being very permissive with a lot of how you are treated in each relationship. You've healed from the past relationship that ended. Give yourself a few months of just time to yourself that isn't spent healing from that relationship, but actually done looking inwards and like getting to know yourself. I truly believe that taking the time to look inward and decide on who you actually are outside of any relationship that you can have with anybody, romantic, platonic, familial, it is the most important thing in life to do, especially relationship-wise, during the time that you are single. Because you should always view a relationship as you are two people, two whole parts coming together to create a bigger mosaic. It should never be like, oh, like he's my other half, she's my other half, this person is like the thing that is meant to complete me. You are always supposed to be complete on your own. It should never be somebody else's job to complete you, because in its entirety, like it can feel like they are able to do that, but in reality, like if that person ends up leaving, what are you really going to be left with after that if you decided to put all of that responsibility on that person to complete you as a person? I truly believe that you should be okay with or without different people in your life, because you, at the end of the day, have yourself. And although that is a very scary concept, it really was for me. I really think that is the most healthy way to go about life. You shouldn't put your emotional stability on another person's shoulders. If you know that you could or should do better in certain aspects like conflict resolution or being more open to criticism, you know, being willing to like bend and compromise during things in a relationship. If you know you can do better in those things, take the time to work on those things instead of jumping into another relationship right away. But the thing that I want to stress the most is if you know that you are able to do better in taking care of yourself during relationships, out of relationships, just in general, then you should take time in between relationships to work on that. And ideally, you would want to do this kind of thing for yourself. Improving yourself should never be done strictly so you're able to get better to be in a relationship. You doing something good for yourself should never be done because of how other people will view it. Doing something good for yourself should only be done because you want to do something good for yourself, not so it can like reflect in a different person. You should want to like do things that are good for you on your own accord, not just so a potential future partner would think that you are like good enough for them. It can be a part of something, but it can't be the main, only, or first reason for doing anything good for yourself. You should want to make yourself better because you deserve better, because at the end of the day, you are the vessel that is housing your person. You deserve to have a nice internal environment with like how you think about yourself, how you think about the world, everything. Like you should want to make this a good place to be because you deserve it and it's good for you. Who cares about the relationship thing? That will come later, but like think about how it's going to be for you because you deserve that relationship with yourself to be fruitful, to be good, to be productive, to be happy. You deserve a good relationship with yourself, period. Full stop. Now I want to talk about like self-abandonment. It's one of those things where you don't really notice that you're doing it until afterwards and you look back and you're like, oh my God, like I did not actually care for myself the entire time of this like relationship, situationship, whatever it may be. It's so crazy and it sucks and I've been there and so I get it. And no one wants to talk about the guilt that comes afterwards of doing it. I feel like nobody really talks about this. I am missing a piece. Oh man. There you are, you little dickens. Anyways, I do want to stress that there is sort of like hope, I guess. It's just getting to know yourself and getting to a point in that to where you sort of have close to an unshakable self-image and expectations for yourself. And like, I don't mean to come across as like, oh, I'm on a soapbox, but it really is just earning a relationship with yourself to where you can develop self-trust and like know that you are going to lay down boundaries and know that you are going to be able to uphold those boundaries while in the relationship, regardless of how whipped you get for this person, to where it's like, you have this image of who you are in your head, but you never really spent enough time with that person to actually solidify that. In reality, it's just really up here. It's not really actually in reality yet. And so you think like, oh, I'm gonna be so good. I'm gonna be so great with this. I'm gonna have the most firm boundaries on the planet. And then you just think so highly of the person that you're around, and then you just let it all slip away, gaining a sense of self to where you are able to actually hold those boundaries up instead of just imagining that you will, actually having the groundwork there to where you, it's like working out. Like you can't just expect to lift 100 pounds if you never even go and do a squat. So squatting is doing the inner work, and then you're going out there. If somebody disrespects you or crosses your boundaries, upholding those boundaries, creating distance if needed, ending something if it's just overall awful for you, that is lifting 100 pounds. But the more you get to know yourself and who you are separate from any romantic endeavor you could have, it becomes really hard to lose touch with yourself. Knowing, loving, and being genuinely dedicated to who you are and the independent version of you, it will not only help you just feel more peace generally speaking, but it will also help you show up more for the person you end up in a relationship with one day. We finished bag 1. That was hard for me to like put on, like a ridiculous amount of difficult for that. That's embarrassing. Self-abandonment can look many different ways for many different people. For me, it often looked like giving almost too much time to the person, like no matter what, on the beck and call. Not really engaging with my hobbies the same way anymore. Pushing off things that I personally wanted to do because like he expressed interest in probably wanting to do that with me, and then like he can never do it. Having trouble saying no to certain things that would mess up my schedule. Like I was way too accessible in the past, and often trying to fit into the idea of what they want from me. And that is a very risky game to play. It's like an always losing battle because it never makes me feel good. And it's almost always something that I just generally lose at doing because that concept of what they want, it is ever changing. It's only gonna hurt you in the end. And saying that last one about trying to fit into their box of what they want me to be, that really hurts looking back on it because like I feel very self-assured now, and like I feel really sad for my past self that I felt the need to change something because I like how I am now. Like I wouldn't really want to change anything about me. And so I don't really plan on doing that in the future. And I hope that by me saying that it is just going to be an ever losing battle, it's never going to make a difference, there's no point in it, it help somebody wake up because God, one of the most like mind numbing things to think about, like why am I doing that? To get the approval of this dude? Are you kidding me? I'm organizing my pieces because there's a lot more individual pieces that look the same in this one. And also I'm just saying like my personal experience with that specifically, because if there's anybody out there watching this that thinks that you are just a pushover or something else negative for doing the same, if not similar things that I did, you're not alone, and there's probably a lot of people watching this or just generally out in the world that have. It's not an uncommon thing to do, and that's such a sad concept, but yeah, you're not alone in that. And you are not anything bad. You're not like weak for some reason. That's like a common concept of like people doing that. You're not weak for doing that. It always stems from something, whether in your past or just like how you view yourself. That's why I'm stressing so much the concept of looking inward and doing some form of self-development, because it will not only like benefit you a lot, but it will also just help you function in the world too. It is something that for your own sake, I really hope that you learn to get a handle on and learn why you do it and be able to try to not do that in the future, not for anybody else, but for yourself, because like I said, it ultimately hurts you a lot more than anybody else by doing those things. And to stop doing those things in a realistic sense. Like I'm not saying like, oh, you need to figure out why you do that so you can stop doing it overnight as soon as you figure it out. It's going to take a lot of work. Like it's not something that you're just going to wake up after learning why you do it and have it no longer be a thing that you do. Being single too is just so much fun in my opinion. If you have a good group of friends, I feel like dating is just one of many options for you. Like I'm single and I have the coolest friends. I have so much fun with them, and I've never felt so supported, loved, seen, and also like just generally cared for, and also like just warm when I'm with them. And it's to where like that is my standard. That is where my standard is like my friends. Like, are you able to be as funny as them? Are you able to make me feel as supported as them? Are you able to like do all of the things that they can, because like they are so funny and so fun? Like whoever I end up dating, they have to compete with that. And I mean that. I also love my family time and also like my alone time. I just love being alone in my room, doing my little things, doing my little hobbies, working on my little things. And also I'm still in school too. So like I have a whole world of responsibilities outside of like the concept of dating, because my internal environment has improved so much over this time frame. I feel very fulfilled with my life at the moment. So like me staying home watching a movie by myself, doing stuff out with the rest of my family, like it doesn't make me feel unfulfilled if I don't have a relationship. I have a whole world of responsibilities outside of that. So I'm always busy. I always am doing something, whether it's a hobby or work that I really don't want to do but should do. But I'm not going to sit here and be unrealistic. Like, do I watch a romance movie and see a cute couple in it and be like, wow, I wish that was something that I had, or like this, that, or the other? Yes. Two things can be true at the same time. It's just, I personally know that where I am right now in my life, I know that I am happier being in the state that I am in, because like I'm so good at the moment. I really don't feel the need or desire to do anything about that. That's just me. And I feel like we all go through periods of time like that. And during this time of being single, I would say that I am the happiest I've ever been since I was a small kid, probably. My life is so uncomplicated. There's no drama. There's only good vibes and positivity. I'm just generally having a good time. And I feel like I'm only 22. So I feel like that's what my life should mainly be consisting of. I shouldn't have a life-changing catharsis every other Wednesday because some guy isn't treating me the way that I want to be treated. So if being in a relationship or situationship or whatever we are calling it nowadays, I feel old. If that causes you to get into like a less than desirable headspace, I would say just take a break for a while. It will be so nice. It will be so nice. I'm not even joking. The dichotomy between how you feel when in a relationship or entertaining somebody versus how you feel during that break, it will be insane to look at. We are now in the home stretch, guys. This is what it's looking like. But loving people is a great thing to do. It's a beautiful thing to do, and it's something that I personally really love doing as well as the next person. But it shouldn't be a replacement of putting love towards yourself and the things that you love doing and the other people that you love. Like, a relationship should not be the only thing that you like think of as the end all be all. And especially don't compare yourself to other people's timelines. I've seen a few people from my high school get engaged and like even married, and it's so crazy for me to look at because it's like I'm just here doing my hobbies in my bedroom still, and they're out there like moving in together. They're moving cities away from their family, and I'm like looking at that feeling like a little bit of like co-comparison, but it really does not matter. That is their story, and I am very happy for them, and that is a beautiful thing that they are experiencing, and I am wishing them all of the best in that and their future endeavors. However, that has nothing to do with me and like what I am doing. So just remind yourself, it does not matter what Billy Joe and Sally Who are doing. It really doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with you. And it doesn't mean that you are behind by any means, or they're ahead of you, or they're better than you, or anything like that. It's literally just them living their lives on the timeline that they were given in this life. And you are living the timeline that you are given on this life. And if you are given this timeline and you are like, oh, well, it sucks that this is my timeline, maybe do something worthwhile with it. Don't take it as like a reason for you to mope. And I don't mean to ever give tough love, but I feel like this is a moment of tough love. Don't mope about it. If you have extra time to do something, make this time worthwhile. Don't be like, oh, I was single my entire life, but like you're the most emotionally stunted person while in a relationship. You better show up to that relationship fully, pants pulled up. You are ready and you are emotionally intelligent. Do I have a bruise on my elbow? That hurts so bad. Being in a relationship doesn't mean you're better than somebody. Being out of a relationship doesn't mean that you're worse than somebody. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a state of being. And I feel like us as a society, we love putting so much importance on a romantic relationship status when it really is just one of many relationships that you are going to have in your life. And I don't mean like a long dating history. I mean like your friendships are a relationship that you foster. Your family are relationships that you foster. Mentorships and like acquaintances, like work relationships, all of those are relationships. A romantic one is just one of many that you are going to have in your life. So the aspect of a romantic relationship being better than all of those things, it never made sense to me. Because yeah, it is special in its own right, but it doesn't make it better than those things. I feel like we put too much importance on it to where it makes people feel like a sense of anxiety over not being in one at a certain age. I feel like we all just need to wake up. Like, if you are 30 and you are single, good for you. It does not matter what other people are doing. If somebody got married at 25 and you are looking at that being like, oh my God, my entire life is going down the toilet because of like, I'm not married with kids now. It doesn't matter. We are almost done. I'm just gonna add the leaves on. I love when it starts coming all together. Jesus. Okay, I finished her. Here is the final product. That looks so cute. Even my lighting dimmed at her awesomeness. Oh, I love a finished Lego. I better not have an earthquake anytime soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more of me. I wanted to make this video just because I know it's Valentine's Day and a lot of people can feel a little bit lonely or sad that they're not in a relationship during this time frame, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that and how it is not the worst thing in the world to be single during Valentine's Day. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!